Alright man, let's talk. You meet someone new. It's electric. Your phone buzzes, and your heart does a little backflip. Every conversation is amazing. Every joke lands. And you start thinking, maybe, just maybe, this is it. It's like you just bought a vintage sports car. It's beautiful, it's sleek, everyone's heads are turning, and the engine sounds incredible when you first turn the key. You're so caught up in the shine of the paint job and the smell of the leather that you completely ignore the faint, almost imperceptible clink, clink, clink sound coming from deep inside the engine. You tell yourself it's nothing. It's just settling in, you say. Old cars make noises. But deep down, you know that little sound is the prologue to a very expensive, very heartbreaking story. I'm here today as your friendly neighborhood mechanic, the big brother who has seen that exact make and model of engine failure before. We're going to talk about the 5 almost silent clicks and clinks, the red flags that most men blissfully ignore in the beginning. These aren't the obvious sirens blaring, engine on fire red flags. These are the subtle ones, the ones you explain away until you're stranded on the side of the highway of love, wondering how you got here. So buckle up. We're getting into it. First up is a classic, but it presents itself so innocently at first. It's the constant recurring theme in her stories where everyone else is the problem. Think about it. When she talks about her last job, her boss was a tyrant and her colleagues were snakes. When she talks about her old friend group, they were all dramatic and betrayed her. And when she talks about her ex, well, her ex was basically a movie villain, a cartoon character of pure evil who single-handedly ruined a perfect relationship. At first, your protective instincts kick in. You think, wow, she's been through so much. Poor thing. I'll be the one who finally treats her right. You see yourself as the hero in her story, the one who will rescue her from a world of incompetence and betrayal. But here's the hard truth, my friend. If everywhere you go smells like garbage, it's time to check your own shoes. It's like watching a movie where the main character is flawless, and every single other person is a one-dimensional jerk. After one movie, okay. But if you watch 5 movies in a row written by the same person with the same theme, you stop blaming the supporting cast, and you start questioning the writer. A person who has zero accountability, who has never, ever been the one at fault, hasn't learned a single thing from their past experiences. And guess what happens when you have your first real disagreement? When things aren't perfect. That script has already been written. The villain role is vacant. And my man, you are the top candidate for the part. The story will be about the new evil ex-you. Pay attention to the patterns. A person incapable of self-reflection is a person incapable of growth. Now, speaking of how people are portrayed in stories, there's a much faster, much more immediate way to see someone's true character in action. It's what I call the service staff litmus test. And it is non-negotiable. Watch how she treats the waiter who is a little slow with the drinks, or the cashier who fumbles with the change, or the rideshare driver who takes a wrong turn. In the beginning, you might brush it off. If she's rude or condescending, you might think, oh, she's just a straight shooter, or she has high standards, or the classic, she's just having a bad day. Let me be crystal clear. Her having a bad day should not ruin the day of someone earning $12 an hour. How a person treats someone they don't have to be nice to, someone from whom they perceive they have nothing to gain, is the single most accurate snapshot of their soul you will ever get. It reveals their baseline level of empathy, patience, and respect. It's not about high standards. It's about basic human decency. Think of it like a computer stress test. You can see how it runs when it's just browsing the web, but you don't know its true capability until you run a demanding program. Rudeness to service staff is that demanding program. If they crash under that tiny bit of pressure, the whole system is unstable. That attitude, that sense of entitlement, that lack of empathy, it doesn't just stay in the restaurant. It will eventually come home with you. Today it's the barista. Tomorrow it's your mother, your friends, and eventually, you. Of course, sometimes the disrespect isn't so direct. It's not a loud complaint or a condescending tone. Sometimes it's disguised, wrapped up in a little bow, and presented as a joke. This brings us to our third, and perhaps most insidious red flag. The humor that isn't funny. It's the, "I'm just kidding, or am I?" jab. It starts small. You'll be getting dressed and she'll say, "Oh, you're wearing that shirt again." "Just kidding, it looks fine." Or you'll be excited about your weekly game night with the boys, and she'll say, "Have fun with your other girlfriend, haha." You laugh it off because, hey, it's a joke, right? You don't want to be the guy who can't take a joke. But it's not a joke. It's a test. It's a critique wrapped in plausible deniability. It's like someone poking you, gently at first, with a sharp stick. When you flinch, they say, "What? I'm just playing." But they never put the stick down. The pokes get a little harder, a little more frequent. They're making fun of your hobbies, your taste in music, your friends. Each joke is designed to chip away at your confidence, to make you second-guess yourself. It's a passive-aggressive way to mold you into what they want you to be. And the worst part is, it forces you into a no-win situation. If you object, you're too sensitive. If you don't, you're accepting the criticism. Before you know it, you've stopped wearing that shirt, you feel guilty about game night, and you're walking on eggshells, waiting for the next joke. It's not humor. It's a slow-acting poison for your self-esteem. But hey, it's not always negative at the start, is it? In fact, one of the most powerful and blinding red flags feels absolutely incredible in the beginning, and that is the 5-star general of your time. I'm talking about the woman who comes in so hot, so intense, it feels like a Hollywood romance. This is beyond just being excited. This is love bombing, and it's the precursor to control. In the first few weeks, she's texting you morning, noon, and night. She wants to see you every single day. She says things like, "I've never felt this way before, and I just want to be with you all the time." And your ego loves it. You feel like the most important man in the world. You think, wow, she is just so passionate, so into me. You start canceling plans with your friends to see her. You skip your gym session because she misses you. Healthy excitement is one thing. That's a warm, cozy blanket. This is a suffocating plastic wrap. The first sign of trouble is when you try to reclaim a small piece of your own life. You say, "Hey, I'm going out with my friends on Friday," and her tone shifts. It's not excitement anymore. It's disappointment. Or guilt. "Oh, okay, I guess I'll just stay home alone then." Suddenly, your normal, healthy social life is framed as you abandoning her. Her constant need for your attention isn't a sign of her immense love for you. It's a sign of her immense insecurity and a need for control. She's not trying to build a life with you. She's trying to make her life be you. And while that feels flattering for a moment, it leads to total isolation. This desire for control, this deep-seated insecurity, often manifests in one final, very specific way that a lot of guys completely misread as a huge compliment. And that is the "I'm not like other girls" trap. She'll say it with pride. "Ugh, I just can't be friends with women, there's so much drama." Or, "All my friends are guys, it's just easier." And you, the unsuspecting gentleman, think you've hit the jackpot. Wow, a cool girl. She's not needy or catty. She's one of the boys. This is going to be so easy. Wrong. So wrong. A woman who holds contempt for her entire gender is a walking, talking red flag factory. It signals a few things. 1, a massive amount of insecurity. She sees other women not as potential friends or allies, but as competition for male attention. 2, it suggests she lacks the emotional intelligence and skills to navigate complex female friendships, which are, newsflash, a normal part of a healthy adult life. And 3, it's often a form of internalized misogyny. She's learned that devaluing other women gets her praise from some men. Don't be that man. At first, you think it's great because you're the prize she has won over all the other dramatic women. But that competitive, suspicious, and judgmental nature doesn't just disappear. It will be turned on your female colleagues, your female friends, your sister, your mother. Any woman who takes up even a sliver of your attention will be seen as a threat. The woman who isn't like other girls often ends up being exactly like the worst-case scenario she describes. So there they are, 5 cracks in the foundation. The blamethrower, the service staff tyrant, the passive-aggressive jester, the obsessive general, and the woman who hates women. Look, the point of this isn't to make you paranoid. It's not about going into every new relationship with a checklist and a magnifying glass. It's about respecting yourself enough to see what's actually in front of you, not what you hope is in front of you. The early stages of a relationship are intoxicating, but they are also an interview. You are interviewing her, and she is interviewing you. Don't be so desperate to get the job that you ignore the fact that the office building is structurally unsound. These little things, these things you brush off, they aren't little things. They are the table of contents for the book you're about to read. Pay attention. Trust your gut. Because building a great relationship is like building a house. You can have the most beautiful design in the world, but if the foundation is cracked, the whole thing is coming down. Let me know in the comments, what's a red flag you learned to spot the hard way? Your story could be the heads up another guy needs. And if this helped you out, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that respects your time and your intelligence. This is Goodbye, Mr. Nice, where we stop being nice and start being smart. Stay sharp out there.